Hello, year 3 and 4. It's me, it's Mrs McKee, back in the hut. How nice to see you. Glad to see you back for another session of music and another little experiment in pitch today. We're also going to see if we can finish off our fabulous polar bear song. But first we need to get ourselves ready and warmed up. So we're going to do a song called the Chilled Out Clap Rap. This has got what we call an ostinato pattern going all the way through the song. An ostinato is a repeated pattern. It could be just a rhythm. It could have a pitch to it. In this case, it's just a rhythm, and it is a clap. And it goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can you do that with me? Ready, steady, off we go. That is your ostinato pattern. Now, if we were to give it rhythm names, what would it sound like if we were to say the rhythm? Do you remember we've been looking at long and short sounds and what their rhythm names are? Long sounds are tar and short sounds are tes. How would we say that rhythm? Let's try it again. Off we go. What words would we give for that rhythm? If you said this, then you're right. Off I go. Te-te-ta, 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 te-te-ta. That is your ostinato pattern. 4 lots of te-te-ta. Now at the very end of this rap, because it hasn't got pitch in it, there is one different rhythm, and you might recognise this. It goes like this. Off I go. Do you recognise that rhythm? It used to be the rhythm that people used at football matches in the olden days when I was younger. That was a football clap. It starts off with the teachers, "Are you ready? Clap." But then it has a pattern that's rather different. Can you do that with me? Off we go. Whole thing goes like this. Are you ready? Off we go. So we've got an ostinato pattern that goes all the way through, and then we've got that football rhythm at the end. So what I want you to do is to just join in with the rhythmic patterns today, and then maybe next week we'll see if we can learn the words as well. I'll teach you the first verse so you know how it starts. All of it is done without pitch, so it's a rap, it's spoken. And the first bit goes like this. Put your hands together, it's easy to do. It sounds just great and it feels good too. Clap your hands. Clap your hands. Okay, so can you see the clap your hands bit comes at the end? I go first and then it's you. Off I go. Put your hands together, it's easy to do. Put your hands together, it's easy to do. Next bit, it sounds just great and it feels good too. You'll go. It sounds just great and it feels good too. And then we say clap your hands and we start to clap on the word hands. Clap your hands. Again, clap your hands. Do you see? Okay, so we've got one verse done. We know what the ostinato clapping pattern is. We can do the rhythm at the end. Why don't we hear some kids and myself doing it, and next week we'll learn the other patterns too. Maybe you can listen out for the musical elements, and we'll talk about that later, that the song uses. Are we ready? It goes like this. Ready? So for the first bit, just clap your hands on the pulse. Put your hands together, it's easy to do. It sounds just great and it feels good too. Clap your hands. Clap your hands. So keep the pulse in this bit. The sound can be loud or soft and low, as fast or as slow as the pulse can go. Clap your hands. Clap your hands. So do the pulse again with me. You can clap your hands when you like the show. It's a happy sound, so come on, let's go. Clap your hands. Clap your hands. One last time. The pulse. Let's make it quiet so it's hard to hear. Now clap really loud and give a great big cheer. Hooray! Clap your hands. There we go, hooray again. Hooray! Clap your hands. Ready for the different rhythm? Here we go. Well done. Great. So next time I see you, we will look at the other musical elements in each of the other 3 verses so that you can say the whole thing all the way through. You may have heard some of the things that I was talking about, the musical elements, as I was doing the song. And if you did, fantastic, because you'll be prepared for the last little thing that we're going to do today. I'm going to sit down and I am going to do another small demonstration of pitch and ways that you can make pitch at home. So last week we had a look at the cling film vibrations on the bowl. I hope you had a go at that. I got sugar everywhere. It's all over my hut now. Get sticky feet every time I come in. And I also showed you the little straw panpipe to show you that the shorter the material or the string or the tube, the higher the sound is, and the longer, the lower the sound will be, because the vibrations are faster in shorter strings or tubes and slower in the longer ones. So I've got another way of showing you that today. I've got an instrument this time, and we have these at school. We haven't used them an awful lot, but they're a really good way of showing you another kind of version of the shorter and longer idea. And this actually shows you exactly what the pitches that we've been learning in our 1 to 8 exercises look like. So this is called a set of chime bars, and it's made out of a plastic cylinder or tube. This one's a square one, and then can you see on the top there's a metal bar, and it isn't quite attached. It isn't right on top of the tube. It's raised up a little bit. Can you see that there? There's a gap. Why do you think that gap might be there? What would happen if the bar was right on top of the plastic? Would it vibrate? No, and that's what we need to make the sound. Do you remember? Vibration is sound, or sound is vibration, the other way around. So it has to be raised up a little bit so that the metal bar can vibrate. Now these metal bars, can you see, are different lengths. The tubes are the same size. They're just shorter to match the bar. Okay? So you should be able to guess, if you know that this is the scale of 1 to 8, what these would sound like. That's our 1 to 8 scale that we were doing. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, yes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Yeah? So that shows you exactly how pitch works with longer and shorter notes. Okay? Fabulous. Now, here's another way that you can do this at home. Those were metal bars vibrating really fast. But I've made something here that you might be able to recreate at home if you can find some kind of sturdy box. Now, I bought, if you remember way back, a new CD player to use for these lessons because my old one was messing about. And this was part of the packaging that it came in. And it's really useful, I've found, for making an elastic band guitar. I know, it's so exciting. I found all my old rubber bands that the postie leaves on the doorstep, and I've stretched them right over this polystyrene packaging. I'm going to put it quite close to the microphone so that you can hear. And I've managed to make it do its own kind of scale. It's not our 1 to 8 scale, but it does sound a bit like a scale because the pitch gets higher and lower. Have a listen to this. Actually, let me do it like that so you can see me doing the strings. Here I go. I don't know if you can see that some of the elastic bands are thicker than the others. But the way that I made it do that scale was by stretching some of those strings a little more than the other strings. Let me show you. If you make yourself a little bit of a boxy guitar with some elastic bands like this, you may find that it hasn't got a big circle in the middle of it. It might be that it's got some edges to it. And if you want to experiment with making different pitches, you can stretch your rubber bands over. And to change the pitch, you could stick a pen underneath your strings, your elastic bands, and see what happens when you move that pen up and down. So let's choose one of these middle strings that's nice and tight. I'm going to go for this one. Can you hear that? And as I move the pen closer towards me, I make the elastic band shorter. So what should happen to the sound? It should get higher. Let me do it again. Can you hear? So that's really showing you that the shorter the string becomes, the higher the sound, because the string is vibrating faster. So if you want to try that at home, you could use more than one pen so that you've got strings at different pitches. That's another little experiment for you to have a go at home. Keep you busy. Well done. Okay, so that is hopefully showing you a bit more about pitch and why they're different. So how does that work in singing? How are we making vibrations? We have got right inside here something that we might call a voice box. Okay? And it is basically made up of 2 bits of skin that act a little bit like elastic bands, rubber bands. But what they do, instead of just vibrating like this, they sometimes vibrate together. So the air comes up from your lungs as you breathe out. It's happening while I speak, not just when I sing. And the muscles all around here are changing the tightness and the frequency of the vibrations so that I can change my pitch of my voice by thinking about it. I change what my muscles are doing. So it's the same idea really as the elastic bands. but the air's coming through, which is causing vibrations, and then these elastic bands here will be tighter or looser and will change the sound that comes out of my mouth. Isn't the body amazing? So, time for us to do some proper singing now, I think. We should have a go at the last bit of our polar bear song. So I'm going to sit down for this. So I have sent the words, the lyrics for this song to your teachers this week. I think they said they were going to email it in your weekly email. So if you had a little go at it last time, fabulous. You may well have the lyrics already, in which case, this should be amazing. So we had to go at the first two sections last week. Do you remember? We had the the repeated polar bear, polar bear, polar bear, polar bear bit. And we had the with every passing day, my home is melting away part. Yeah? And I think we did verse 1. Because of all your carbon ways, my polar land has hotter days. And then the nice long, oh, that we're going to make a really lovely sound on. And do you remember also when we do the, with every passing day my home is melting away, we were going to try that all in one breath. So we're going to take a big, big breath beforehand. So how about we sing it through once, you do the bits that you know so far, and then we'll go back and learn the bits you don't. That should work, I think. Let me find the CD track. I've got to go back a couple from where we've been. And off we go. I hope you really enjoy this song. I think it's great. Okay.
I'm a polar bear, I'm a polar bear, I'm a polar bear, I'm a polar bear. Why don't you care?
Can you do it again?
I'm a polar bear, I'm a polar bear, I'm a polar bear, I'm a polar bear. This life ain't fair.
Now the verse.
Because of all your carbon waste, my polar land has hotter days. Oh,
Your greenhouse gases.
your greenhouse gases really stink. They make the ice crack and shrink. Oh,
Big breath for the next bit.
with every passing day, my home is melting away.
Back to polar bear.
I'm a polar bear, I'm a polar bear, I'm a polar bear, I'm a polar bear. Why don't you care? I'm a polar bear, I'm a polar bear, I'm a polar bear, I'm a polar bear. This life ain't fair.
Now different words.
Exhausted swimming round and round, I long to walk on frozen ground. Oh,
So the O's are the same and so is the N.
a tiny iceberg rescues me, it takes me further out to sea. Oh,
With every passing day.
with every passing day, my home is melting away.
Back to polar bear.
I'm a polar bear, I'm a polar bear, I'm a polar bear, I'm a polar bear. Why don't you care? I'm a polar bear, I'm a polar bear, I'm a polar bear, I'm a polar bear. This life ain't fair.
Now different.
I may look like a cuddly dude, but man have I got attitude. Oh,
Are you so blind you cannot see?
are you so blind you cannot see? The way you live is killing me. Oh,
Big breath with every passing day.
with every passing day, my home is melting away.
Can we do that bit again? Big breath.
With every passing day, my home is melting away.
Fading out. Excellent. Such a good song. Well done. So, let's just have a quick go through the 2 verses that we didn't have a go at before, just to make sure that the rhythm of the words is really spot on. Okay? So I'll just do a line, you do a line back, and we'll crack on through them as quickly as we can. So it goes like this. Off I go. Exhausted sorry, it's swimming and I nearly said spinning. Let me try that again. Off I go. Exhausted swimming round and round, I long to walk on frozen ground. Can you do it? Off we go. Exhausted swimming round and round, I long to walk on frozen ground. So can you hear there are some bouncy words in there? Shall we do it one more time? Off we go. Exhausted swimming round and round, I long to walk on frozen ground. And then we know it goes, oh. Okay, next part goes like this. A tiny iceberg rescues me, but takes me further out to sea. You'll go. A tiny iceberg rescues me, but takes me further out to sea. Oh. Okay, so that's fairly straightforward, I think. Now the 3rd verse, right at the end, is the one with attitude. I may look like a cuddly dude. Goes like this. I may look like a cuddly dude, but man have I got attitude. Can we do it? Off we go. I may look like a cuddly dude, but man have I got attitude. Oh. And then the last bit, very last bit to learn. Are you so blind you cannot see? The way you live is killing me. Let's do it, off we go. Are you so blind you cannot see? The way you live is killing me. Oh. And then we do our passing day bit 2 times towards the end before it fades out. Okay, do you think you got it now? Oh, I hope so. Shall we do it standing up one more time all the way through? Now, if you are using your words for this, can you either prop them up somewhere so that when you stand up, your head is still nice and flat like this? So if you're going to prop them up somewhere, don't put them up too high so you're singing like this, or too low so you're sitting on when you're singing at the floor. If you haven't got somewhere to prop it up, then can you hold it? I'm going to stand up and show you. Hold it like this so that you can still see the screen, or like this so you can see the screen, and then you can just do that. Just flick your eyes instead of moving your whole head, so that we can really sing it properly without any strain in our throat. Now you know that that's where your sound comes. Yeah, that's where your vibrations are. Then that's why we keep our heads nice and relaxed and our necks soft.
That makes a horrible noise because it hurts the vibrations here in your vocal cords.
Okay, so holding it up like this. Or see if you can do it without the words at all. That would be absolutely brilliant, wouldn't it? Okay, are we ready? We're going to go from the beginning. And if you've got attitude, use it. Right, here we are. Back to the beginning. And play. So, lots of really lots of energy.
I'm a polar bear, I'm a polar bear, I'm a polar bear, I'm a polar bear. Why don't you care? I'm a polar bear, I'm a polar bear, I'm a polar bear, I'm a polar bear. This life ain't fair. Because of all your carbon waste, my polar land has hotter days. Oh,
Your greenhouse gases.
your greenhouse gases really stink. They make the ice crack and shrink. Oh, with every passing day, my home is melting away. I'm a polar bear, I'm a polar bear, I'm a polar bear, I'm a polar bear. Why don't you care? I'm a polar bear, I'm a polar bear, I'm a polar bear, I'm a polar bear. This life ain't fair.
Exhausted swimming.
Exhausted swimming round and round, I long to walk on frozen ground. Oh, iceberg rescues me, that takes me further out to sea. Oh,
With every passing day,
with every passing day, my home is melting away.
polar bear, here we go.
I'm a polar bear, I'm a polar bear, I'm a polar bear, I'm a polar bear. Why don't you care? I'm a polar bear, I'm a polar bear, I'm a polar bear, I'm a polar bear. This life ain't fair.
I may look like a cuddly dude.
I may look like a cuddly dude, but man have I got attitude. Oh,
You're so blind.
are you so blind you cannot see? The way you live is killing me. Oh,
And then two bits at the end.
with every passing day, my home is melting away.
Big breath last time.
With every passing day, my home is melting away.
Fantastic. What a brilliant song. Goodness, if we were all together back at school, that would definitely be one for assembly, don't you think? It would be great to sing that all together. Maybe one day soon we'll get to do that. Fabulous, I hope you really enjoyed that. We shall do another climate change related song, whoops, next time I see you. And we've only got 2 more lessons before it's the summer holidays. Just wait 1 second. So I had a thought, maybe for our very last lesson, lesson 6, which will be right at the end of term, maybe you might like to send me some requests. Perhaps in our last lesson we could do loads of songs that you have chosen yourself. You might think back to the lessons that we had at school over this last year and say, please Mrs McKee, can we do whatever it was? Send me your favourites. It would be a little bit easier if it was something that everybody had done, obviously, which might be interesting for year 3s who haven't done year 4 songs and 4 who haven't done 3, but somewhere along the right line we will meet in the middle, I'm sure. Okay, so that would be quite good fun, I think, to do some that we've all done before. Now, I said before we go that we were going to look at musical elements. And this is something that we're going to do next week. We're going to do a song all about this, musical elements. So when I say musical elements, what I really mean are the ingredients that we put together to make music instead of just controlled noise. So last week we were mentioning some of them, weren't we? And these are words that I use quite often to explain what we're supposed to be listening for or what we're supposed to be doing. So one musical element we know is pulse. We've mentioned that already today, haven't we, when we were doing the clapping? The steady heartbeat of the music that continues all the way through. Pulse, that's a musical element. We learnt a pattern today, didn't we? And that was a rhythm. Pulse and rhythm are 2 separate musical elements. Now, while we were singing that song, the Polar Bear song, we had some quieter moments and some louder moments. Also in the clap rap at the beginning, it says you can do it really loud or really quiet. Now, the musical word for louds and softs in music, louds and quiets, louds and softs, we tend to use that word, is called dynamics. Dynamics. Okay, so that's another musical element. Dynamics, whether the sound is loud or soft. Okay? And I'm sure last week and over the past few weeks we have done some warm-ups and things like that where we've changed the speed of the piece. Yeah? Quite often we like to get faster, don't we? So I wonder if you're shouting that at me now, what the word, the musical word for speed is. It's another Italian word. We love Italian words in music. It's tempo. So we've already got 4 things there that we know about, but maybe we didn't know the words for. And what have we been working at in these last few lessons? The frequency of the vibrations, which is pitch. So you've got 5 there that you know already. Now I wonder if you can remember what the first word, musical elements word, I used in this entire video was to describe the repeated rhythm that we did over and over again in the clap rap. If you said ostinato, you were right. Brilliant. Another Italian word for a repeated pattern. Ostinato. Excellent. So the next time I see you, we are going to learn a song that uses all those musical elements to hopefully help you remember what they are. So get your thinking caps on. You might want a little notepad or something to write on to help you remember what all of those musical element words are. Now, I've gone way over half an hour today, so hopefully next week I'll be able to make it a little bit shorter. But I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope that I see you next time. Take care of yourselves. Bye.